Hi guys, welcome to the second video of this figurative language unit. As always, please pause this video and go find your notebook to take notes. Remember, Cornell note style please. Today, we will be focusing on sound. Yes, what we hear. In this video, we'll discuss how we can use sound to make moving masterpieces that motivate an audience's imagination to soar. You see what I did there? If you didn't, that's okay, as I will be going over what that was a little later. In this video, we'll be covering alliteration, assonance, consonants, and yes.
Onomatopoeia? And that is a word. Why would you ever say that?
First, let's start with alliteration. Alliteration is a literary device where sound is used to emphasize the words and phrases. In alliteration, the same sound is repeated at the beginning of a series of words.
Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition.
Remember, it is only the sound, not the letter, that matters in alliteration. For example, consider Krispy Kreme, Chuck E. Cheese, or Dunkin' Donuts. Do you see how the same sound becomes repeated at the beginning of the words? Another example of alliteration is Superman's alternate persona, Clark Kent. Do you see how Clark and Kent both start with different letters but make the same sound? Would you call this alliteration? If you said yes, then you are right, because alliteration has nothing to do with the letter but the sound. It is noticeably used in the poetry and prose that we always read to add a catchy sound. In fact, most of our tongue twisters are products of alliteration. I know you all heard of She Sells Seashells by the Seashore, or Peter Pepper Picked a Pair of Peppers.
Somebody said some seriously sickening stuff. Says Sam Sloan should stop snooping and sleuthing, or some snafu will soon snub. Slippery Sam, so silent that no screaming sounds will save him. Signed the snipper snapper. Sorry, I spilled some sugar strawberry strudel on it.
The next type of sound in writing is called assonance. This refers to the same vowel sound in a word. You know, A, E, I, O, U. Consider the lyrics from Wu-Tang Clan's Inspector Deck in the song Triumph.
I'm born atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries.
Now let's go back and look at the lyrics. What is the first thing you notice? The flow? The aggression? What do you think causes this feeling? Well, do you hear how the ah sound is heard throughout? I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. You're welcome. That's assonance. By using assonance, Inspector Deck creates a rhythm that not only makes the words flow effortlessly, but he also adds style to his lyrics. I think rap is probably the best to show examples of how creating sounds with writing effects shows the audience how to hear it. After all, I believe what makes a great rapper is the way their words flow in a sentence. The third example is consonants. In consonants, the repetition of the sound happens mostly at the end of the words. However, it can also happen in the middle of a word. Let's look at another rap classic. This is from Sell It by the Fugees.
Break up like Eurythmics, rap rejects my tape deck, ejects projectile. Whether Jew or Gentile, I rank top percentile. Many styles, more powerful than gamma rays. My grammar pays like Carlos Santana plays.
Rap rejects my tape deck, ejects projectile. Whether Jew or Gentile, I rank top percentile. Many styles, more powerful than gamma rays. My grammar pays like Carlos Santana plays. Check out the sounds k, al, a, and a's. Notice how the sounds in these bars give the song more rhythm. The repeated sounds are called consonants. Often, consonants can end in a rhyme, but it does not have to. Look at this example. He stood on the road and cried. The consonants here is on the D, at the end. Remember, when it comes to alliteration, assonance, and consonants, it is the sound that matters, not the letters. The last one is perhaps the simplest of them all, onomatopoeia.
Hit him with an onomatopoeia. Hit him with an onomatopoeia. Hit him with an onomatopoeia. Hit him with a
Onomatopoeia refers to sounds being written out. For example,
You can actually see. Just try to count them all.
do you see how wham and pow are not real words, but you can imagine what they sound like when they are being written out? That's onomatopoeia. Now let's look at another instance. This one is Bells by Edgar Allan Poe. To begin, the speaker is talking to the audience about bells. But not only is he describing what they do, he is talking about how they sound. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. What this does is puts the reader exactly where the speaker wants you to be, so you can imagine exactly what those bells look like. You see, onomatopoeia is used to add more dimension to your writing. I mean, could you imagine a movie without any sound effects? Nope. Alright guys, that's it for me. Before I go, I want you to go on Google Classroom and open your latest assignment titled Why Use Alliteration, Assonance, Consonance, and Onomatopoeia, and answer with a paragraph. See you next time.